So we have the dado blade on here, and I have those lines marked that we did in the marking gauge video there. We can see the lines on the ends there, how high it has to be. Also, something to point out here is that this board's not perfectly flat. It's a little bit of a rainbow going on here. It's a little bit of a cup action going on. So when I hold pressure down on that, I eliminate most of that. So as I'm going across here, I'm going to hold down this, trying to get that bow out. And when I do the other side, I'm just going to kind of ride it like a U through there, so I'm getting the right depth of cut. You know, that's why we've used a lot of the time, we've used that router to go across things to make those stop dados, because we're concerned about that cup in there and the depth of our cut. And that's going to eliminate it when we have something clamped flat over it. The blade I have on here is a 5/8 of an inch dado blade. So I'm going to cut off just 5/8 to begin with, but I'm going to set my height first, and I'm going to set my height that I'm not going all the way up to my line. You know, if we looked at where the line was on here, we did this last time, it looks like if I leave my lines that I should be perfect on both sides there. So I'm just going to leave my lines on the ends here, leave those lines, come up to them. And I want to come just shy of them. I also want to make sure it's at a spot where my board is not like cupped up in the air where I'm doing that. So that looks pretty good right there. You know what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut off half this blade first. So I'm going to go into it, and it's nice to be able to bring this blade up into the fence, because then I can kind of cover some of the blade up. So I'm going to bring my blade down. And I'm going to bring it up to the line here that I've created on this fence here. The line is there so that we can see whereabouts it's supposed to come up to. You see that line on the fence there? It's supposed to come up to about 3/8 of an inch. Let's see how that works. So I'm just going to bring my, over top of that, and I'm going to bring my blade up into it. So it's going to be like this. So, what's going to happen there is if I make this tenon just a little bit too small on this first pass here, which I'm not going to because I'm leaving enough on, but if I did perhaps do that, then I would be able to get it corrected down by where it's going to meet down here. The other thing is that, remember, this leg that's on here is a little bit wider than what my rabbet is. So it's going to be flush in the back, and then in the front, I'm going to cut a little bit on that too. So I'll make 3 passes on the end here. Boom. Boom, and then I'll flip it up to the better looking front, and that'll be the front side. Okay? So, I'm going to check my blade height out. I'm at 3/4 of an inch right now. That looks pretty good to me. I'm going to try that out. So bring this over. Let me see if I can bring that over that way. So this is the side I'm going to do it. It's a U like this. So I've got to put the pressure where the blade is going to be. Chip out the back side there, and I am to some degree. What could I do differently? I could put a board as I'm going through here that would prevent any chip out in that back side. What I'm doing is I'm going very slow as I exit. stop by that marking gauge cut that we made. Let's see what these fits like here. It should be a little bit wide. I should have to bring my blade up a little bit. It's just a hair. So I'm gonna make it, I'm gonna turn it on. I'm gonna bring it up a hair. Let's see what happens with this one. I'm gonna go through it again. It seems close, but when I feel along here with my fingers, I can feel that my pressure that I was putting down was not consistent enough.
Country Squire album, really good one from last year. That's called All Yourn. From Tyler Childers. Ingrid Michaelson before that. We heard Greg Allman doing Just Another Rider. And Lily Hyatt, a new solo record called Walking Proof. That was Brightest Star on XP. Independent.
So it's fitting in an area there and not fitting in another area. Let me see if I can measure that and see what we have here. So I can still see my line, so I haven't gone all the way to those yet. So I'm just going to raise my blade just a hair.
Check-in with Logan Ledger, and he's got a bunch of Willie Nelson to play for Heisman 70s tonight. I know we started off our show with a bunch of Willie. He's got more for you tonight on XP. And hey, now, I know you can get it. Nowhere else you're going to hear the music we're able to do every day at XP. And we got a local picture.
So I'm trying to fit this in. And it seems like a good fit in the front there. You can see if that is in there. And then towards the back, fits there as well. So it may just be that I need to clamp this thing. I'm some sanding and some clamping. So I'm going to like that. I'm going to say that that's a good depth of cut here. And I'm going to cut the other one to the same spot this one is. This one is also warped. line here. I'll bring it over to the line where I want to make my cut to. And we'll see what that's like. No chip out because of those cuts that were there. I actually could take off a hair more, but so far that's pretty good. Now I can always go ahead with some sandpaper and trim down the thickness of this tenon here, which I may do. I just want to see that it looks like it fits everywhere. It is snug. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get a block with some sandpaper. I'm going to wipe this down and I'm going to see how well I can get it to fit them. I want to be consistent. And I also want to make sure that my shoulder is here. So on the tenon, this part, the flat part here is the cheek, and this is the shoulder right here where it comes back over. So I want to go ahead and I'm going to sand that and see what I can get to fit, how I can get to fit, and I'll talk to you then. I'm going to cut the second one the same way.